So what are irrational numbers? Irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be expressed as a ratio of two integers. Okay, so for instance, a over b, we cannot express irrational numbers as a ratio of two integers. So a being an integer and b being an integer, and b of course cannot equal 0. So what are some popular or famous irrational numbers? So pi is 1. And remember, pi equals 3.14159 and so on. And the other thing about irrational numbers is that they continue forever. So the decimals continue forever. And they don't repeat in pattern. Which, if you remember from our last video, with rational numbers, they do repeat. So if you're not sure about that, go check out the last video. Don't repeat. In pattern. Or don't have a specific pattern. Remember our, for instance, we had 1 over 3. This was 0.333 and so on. But you could see it repeats 3, so it's a rational number. So this one is a rational number. But pi is not rational because it repeats. So it continues, but it does not repeat. And it continues forever. So the main point is that we cannot express irrational numbers as a ratio of two integers, and they repeat forever, and they continue forever. They continue forever, but they don't repeat in a pattern. So they don't have a pattern like 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and so on. This is in rational numbers. The other very popular, now if you don't remember what pi is, just before I move on to the other irrational number, pi is basically, you know, when you have a circle. So we have a circle, and the circumference, which is really the perimeter, is 3 times or 3.14 times the diameter. So remember, this is the diameter. So this, for some reason, this number continues. Is considered pi, 3.14 times the diameter, and the decimal place continues forever, and it does not have a repeating pattern. Now another popular irrational number is root 2, not root 0, root 2. So root 2 is written as 1.4142 and so on. So this one continues forever and does not have a repeating pattern. So this one was discovered because of, let's say for instance, we had a square. It's not a perfect square, but let's say each side was 1, 1, 1, 1. So when they measured the diameter was root 2. So that's how it was discovered. The diameter of a square like this was discovered to be root 2, and root 2 is an irrational number because it repeats. It continues forever, and it does not repeat in pattern. Now, there's proofs for these for these irrational numbers like pi and root 2, but I think for this lesson it's just the basics you need to understand is that irrational numbers cannot be expressed as a ratio of two integers, and they continue forever and don't have a repeating pattern. In my future videos, I will probably create videos of proving these, why they continue forever and don't repeat in pattern. But for now, just understand the basics of what irrational numbers is or are. So if this was helpful to you, and now you understand what irrational numbers are, please subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment.